It's clear from the crime scene that the victim and the murderer fought. And during the fight, the killer ripped the button from the Jammy Ninja costume.
You're talking about this button, correct?
That button was found in the fleets of Matsakama. Isn't that correct? I would think that makes it very decisive evidence.
Looks like you were outfoxed again, Mr. Wright. Anyway, the night doesn't prove a thing. Please face your testimony.
I can't stand the sight of the man who can't gracefully set easy feet.
Thank goodness Mia can still look at me. I mean, an icy stare, yes. Miss Andrews, for Mr. Wright.
I still don't get that saying. No, seriously, I don't.
Please add this information to your testimony. Okay, what she says.
That button was torn off the Rowan's during the fight with the mat, but as we know and as a lot of autopsy reports say, he's been strangled, which means there was no way that, okay, or at least that we know, that there was any fight whatsoever.
Yep.
So presented.
Objection!
I object to you.
Objection, man. This is the victim's autopsy report. It clearly states that the cause of death was strangulation by a scar.
Strangulation?
The knife stab to the victim was done after the victim had already died. And what does that mean? Let's examine the evidence. This button has the victim's blood on it, which would mean that it was ripped off of the costume. When?
After the knife was stabbed at the victim.
Exactly, which means it is impossible that this button was torn out during the victim's final struggle.
Yeah.
Because the victim was strangled to death in that fight.
Yeah.
That's right, Miss Andrews. There is no way this button was ripped out during the struggle.
Because there was no struggle.
This button was consciously pulled off the victim's already dead body. You almost the internet again! On order! What is the meaning?
What is the meaning of this, right?
Hey, I was gonna say that!
So what is if the button was torn off the body after the victim had already died? What does that change?
Let me ask you one simple question, Mr. Edgeworth. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did that serve?
That what purpose?
We now know this button was not torn off during the fight, so the murderer took the time and effort to purposely rip this from the victim's body.
Okay, it's a little different than what I said, but trust me, there was no struggle.
That would mean that the murderer has something in mind, wouldn't it? Mr. Wright, does this mean you know what the murderer wanted to do with this button? What was it?
It was to take up a... no, to a supreme crime on guard, obviously.
There is only one logical reason for doing something like that. It was to pin the crime on Mr. On Guard. There is no way anyone would put a bloody button in their own pants.
That sounds wrong.
That's right. Mr. On Guard was set up. By the real killer, of course.
But of course.
And the real murderer is... well, Mr. Wright, who in the world is the real killer then? Finally. I can't believe I managed to bring this trial all the way up to this point.
Yeah, this is the point where we just point the finger at someone.
Phoenix, you can't let your guard down yet, not until the very end. The real killer, the person behind the frame Mr. On Guard is, and
we're gonna blame... Meeny, miny, you!
sorry, Andrews, you're gonna be blamed.
Because I have no life.
Miss Andrews, I choose you! Oh my god, this is Pokemon all over.
You are Mr. Creator's
Mr.
killer!
Killer!
Yeah!
Yeah!
For no reason. What?
And second pair of glasses broken.
God freaking damn it.
No, you will lose the internet! Order! Mr. Wright, this is a very grave matter. Do you have any evidence that supports your charge?
Everything.
Any evidence? I'm sounding like Wright now. Ashworth. All of the evidence points to Miss Andrews.
How preposterous. I can't stick any of on me.
I can I? Would you care to test me?
Then what about this knife? What about it?
That knife was used to stab the victim after he had already been strangled to death. It was used to throw suspicion onto Mr. On Guard, naturally. A knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints could only be taken from his room. The only one who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take was you!
Disc entry. Then, what about the button? What about it? That was found at Matsakama.
This button was removed from the victim's body after he had already died. only people who could have done so were the person who found his body or the killer. However, if Mr. Vanguard was a real killer, there is no way he would have put such incriminating evidence in his own Akama. 4! That's 4. The only person who could have put this button into Mr. Vanguard's Akama is the person who went to wake him from his nap, which is you yet again, Mr. Andrews.
Oh snap!
What about the empty guitar case? That is also another piece of evidence that incriminates Mr. Andrews. That costume was used to hide the real killer's identity, as they fled to the crime scene. Now, who could have known that there was just such a costume inside the guitar case? It could only have been the person who prepared the costume for the victim. And that person is you, Miss Adrian Andrews.
Oh snap!
And
No,
ridiculous pose. Wrong there.
But Miss Andrews' fingerprints were somewhere to be found in the guitar case. And it was you who proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time.
That's right. That's because she did not intend on leaving any prints. If anyone had found out that she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. To avoid leaving any prints, she used a towel or something else to open it. But the glass of tomato juice is a different story. Miss Andrews purposefully left her fingerprints on the glass to show that, yes indeed, she was the classic days discoverer of the dead body. And 5. And to top it all off, there is this photo. A photo of the killer as they exited the scene of the crime. No reasonable person on earth can believe this Nickel Samurai is Mr. Vanguard. He would be much too short for his own costume if it was him. Speaking of how tall people are, Miss Andrews, you're also kind of short is sure, are you not?
Please stop.
I'm not stopping.
Fuck you then.
Well, fudge it there.
Fuck you!
Well, how about it, Miss Andrews?
Um,
I've got her this time.
what the fudge is going on?
Miss Andrews?
I refuse. I refuse to testify.
What was that?
There is a law. It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can incriminate me.
The hell?
Oh, that's true, it's in the law.
Well, yes, you are absolutely correct, Miss Andrews. The law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination. By allowing a witness to not testify, the testimony can cause damage to themselves. What?
What?
Pleading the fifth is not something most people would think to do on the spot. Actually, thinking back to yesterday in Mr. Ongar's room.
Flashback time! Andrews. This is the only lines I have in this episode, or in this part, so pay attention. Yes, but you didn't say this in the flashback. Think hard about what I discussed, understood? Alright. Why is this not all in black and white, by the way?
That's it. That's when Francisca planted this idea into her head. She must have told Miss Andrews to not testify, things look bad. You did a good job proving everything up to this point, Phoenix. There is still one thing you haven't done.
By the way, right, why we were thinking differently than what happened, actually.
Well, something I haven't done.
What's wrong, right? Are you finished already? Run off out of evidence?
What is so humorous, Mr. Edgewood?
I'm sure you realize that this as well, Your Honor. But everything the good warrior here has proven up to this point is meaningless.
What?
Everything you have proven is circumstantial.
Circumstantial?
Yes, circumstantial, or whatever. You have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof. Proof that Miss Andrews did in fact harbor the wish of the murder, Mr. Corrida!
Oh boy. Shut up! Miss Andrews, did you want to kill Mr. Corrida?
No. Yes, I did actually, but that's beside the point. I believe this may lead to me incriminate myself, so I will abstain the answering.
But Miss Andrews, you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think?
Maybe so, or maybe not. There is nothing to prove either way. Besides, you don't even know what the crime would be guilty of due to my silence.
No, she's taking that defiant attitude again. Mia, what should we do? Somehow we landed in the worst possible situation.
Damn.
Damn it. I think we have reached a certain conclusion at this point in time. Miss Andrews has refused to testify, and the defense's theory that she's the actual murderer has now been fully substantiated with solid definite proof. But that's not true! In this situation, there is only one thing this court can do, and that is to declare recess. Recess? I request that both the prosecution and defense look further to this matter, and at tomorrow's trial... Tomorrow? We don't have a tomorrow! We don't get a not guilty verdict today, then...
Hold it! I say, hold it!
Please
hold
wait,
it.
Your Honor! That's not necessary! The trial! Please continue the trial!
What are you sweating for? Your client is getting one more day of to live, isn't he?
That's not it! This isn't about that!
I don't care about that guy anyways!
I know you know who the real killer is!
No, I kinda don't.
Please, let the trial continue! If I don't get the verdict, then Maya... probably thinking, what the hell's going on here? But it's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify! Now that is court is...
I object to you, Your Honor, because I have nothing better to do to my life. It is not impossible for this trial to continue.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you...
It's true Miss Andrews holds a right against self-incrimination. However, if the topic of conversation were something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold the testimony.
Yes, that is very true, but...
Actually, there's one little thing that I'm curious about. Miss Andrews. When you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself into a glass of juice. Yes, and I can't help but to think how unnatural that is. Usually when one finds the body, they are shaken up, not staring to glass of juice. So my actions were unusual. But I have already. Before you speak, I want you to stare at that if you have a reason behind your actions. I would like you to testify to that effect. Testify? Your Honor, I would request that the witness testifies again, as you happened to when she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we find out in this testimony should in no way implicate the witness.
Oh boy.
Mubble!
I don't know what it is about the Edgeworth today, but I can't get a good read of him. Is he friend or foe? I just don't know. He's arch rival, Jesus!
Yes, an S.
The court announces the prosecution's request. Miss Andrews, if you please. When I found the body.
That glass of juice didn't really pour it for myself. I was surprised when I talked into the room and I saw it in that messy state. And hold on, he was sitting something over tired looking in the corner. When I saw him sitting like that, I thought he was dead. Didn't cross my mind. To be honest, I thought he had just faded or something, so I went to pour him some juice. Then I realized he was dead. That's when I knocked the flower vase over.
Oh, really? So you poured that glass of juice for the victim. Why didn't you say so in your early testimony?
I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial.
Phoenix, please be careful here. If you can't find anything wrong with this testimony, then there's nothing left. I know. Edgeworth, what the heck is going on in that brain of yours?
Everything is happening in Edgeworth hand. Yeah. How you doing, babes? Is that pizza ready? Okay, enough of that.
No there, Mr. Wright. You may be getting cross-examination. Okay, we have to press stop here.
Not...
Or present, I think.
Yeah, we actually... I think it's just to give you a clue, but in the fifth statement, she kind of says that she didn't saw... she thought that he was faded, but if you think about it, there was a knife... If she was not the one that put the knife, then why she wouldn't see the knife on the body? So let's present the knife. You're pressing the wrong thing. It's the fifth.
Oh, okay. No, it's okay. I was a little bit of help more anyway.
I didn't even see where you were, but whatever. Let's try that again. Aha! Now we're tying S.
Well.
Okay, this is the one.
But it was this one!
I guess we have to press the 3rd and the 6th, though.
So I think we have to press first. Then after that. It's this one.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to press and then present after that. Slump over?
Yes, he was sitting there and had title towards. Actually, you presented the what, the knife? I meant the crime photo. It was my mistake then.
Okay. Well, let's keep going anyway.
He really looked like he was sleeping.
Is it just me, or did that right that sounds a little odd?
Okay, let's just present the photo. My bad.
Okay, where's the there?
Because it shows the knife there. I was confused because it's because of the knife there.
Yeah, but it just shows the mark.
Yeah.
So you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him?
No, not at all.
Even though this is what you saw when you discovered the body.
And you just got cross-examined.
What is the meaning of this? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? There is a knife sticking straight out of Mr. Colita's chest. Anyone who saw this scene would have immediately thought that here was a dead man.
That's, well, you see...
I doubt a single person in the world would mistake this for someone faded, and then so nogginally go pour something to drink. Your point is, Miss Andrews, your testimony just now, it was all one giant lie.
Yeah!
And 6. And your lie has proven one thing very clearly. That
Exactly.
you are the real killer.
Oh, snap! No!
Oh.
No.
It looks like the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to light. The defendant, Mr. Matagard, is not guilty after all.
But that's impossible. You're wrong.
Miss Andrews, try to have some composure.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me, I tell you. It was Matt. I swear he's one who killed Juan.
But you were the one who refused to testify, and your reason for not doing so was that you might end up incriminating yourself.
That's because...
Miss Andrews, I will give you one last chance. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you?
I refuse to testify.
Oh, Jesus.
Are you going to jail either ways if you don't testify? What a bitch.
Then there is no need for this court to continue any further. Mr. Matagard's innocence has been clearly demonstrated. Is it over? Have we found the truth at last? What's wrong, Phoenix? Usually the real killer confesses his or her guilt. And now that I think about it, this is the first time someone hasn't. Now then, I would like to hand out my verdict for Mr. Matagard.
Objection!
Yes, I am Edward. Your Honor, the prosecution feels that it would be premature to pass down verdict at this time.
What?
The reason is quite simple.
Thinking.
This witness has yet to speak of absolutely real truth.
Go lose the internet! The absolute real truth? What are you?
Witness, don't you understand yet? Huh? I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head, but along to protect yourself through your silence, Matagard will go free, and in this place you will go to jail, yeah. You will become guilty of party. That's a lie. I don't believe you.